Welcome back to Always Learning, and what are we doing today? Well, today we're learning how to make an edge around a tree, and it's pretty windy, so I'm going to go ahead and just narrate it. But you don't really need a lot of tools for this. You'll need a shovel. I've got this flat edge spade. It's got a flat edge to it that makes it nice for cutting and edging. You can also use what's called a sharpshooter. It's just a narrower spade, but any really shovel you've got is going to work. Then the other things you're going to need is a tape measure if you're going to want a consistent edge, and a string, and then I've got a hoe if you want to hoe out some of the weeds or grass that's up around the tree. And then you can use a wheelbarrow to haul away the dirt. I usually use a tarp, and the reason I do is because it literally takes hardly any storage space in your garage. I just throw the weeds on there and then drag it off. But it folds up, and that's all the space it takes to store. You can just cram it behind something. So that's what we're going to do, and I'll show you how to do it. It's pretty simple, but it's an easy thing that you can do. Make your landscaping look a little nicer. So I've measured it this way around all the trees, and it looks like about 32 inches. So then what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to measure about 64 and see what that looks like, and that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go with 64 around all these trees. I'm going to use this string as my guide. So I'm simply going to put my shovel in the ground, and it is 32 inches from the tree. Then I'm going to put the string around the tree. I'm just going to tie a loop. An old kind of loop knot. Okay. And I'm going to come down. I'm going to cinch that. And then I'm simply going to use that to go around the tree. Now you want to make sure your shovel is up and down, and you're simply going to go around the tree. Back to where you started. You can go around it again if you want. Go around it a couple times, but it's really all you do, and then you're going to come in and take out the dirt. You're really just trying to remove about an inch to an inch and a half of dirt. You want to kind of get that so it's kind of a deeper edge, or obviously around that's going to butt up to the edge of your circle, and then everything else you just kind of shallow it out. That's pretty much it. I'll go around the tree. Any of these little grass that's still growing, you come back and spray them with Burnout or Roundup, and they'll be gone in a week. But I'll finish this one, then move on to the next one. There's a look at my wheelbarrow, and then I'll just drag that off the side of the house and put it somewhere where the foundation needs a little building up. There you go, there's one cleaned up. Like I said, you can mulch it if you want. I just leave the natural edge. Put that Surfland down in there, spray it. Won't get any weeds the rest of the summer. All right, so if you don't want to really go in once you've made your edge, or even maybe if you're trying to kind of establish an edge and you don't want to use a shovel, you can go ahead and just kind of make a circle
with Spectracide. This is it's like Roundup. It's a weed and grass killer. It's going to kill everything pretty much it touches. So you could spray a ring around it and kind of establish your ring ahead of time, or you can use it once you've got your ring and you've got weeds still in the middle of it and you didn't want to pull them up. You can go ahead and spray them with this. The thing you got to be careful with this is if you've got those little suckers or little volunteers coming up from your tree, you don't want to spray this because this will get into the volunteer leaves and it'll actually go down into the roots and kill your tree. So burnout's a little milder. It doesn't work quite as well, but it'll kill weeds and grasses as well. So I'll spray this, and you can actually use this in your planting beds around vegetation, around vegetables. That's what it's kind of designed for. But I'll spray this in there a couple weeks ahead of time just to kind of kill everything and knock it down, so I'm not really fighting the roots into the dirt as well as around the tree. But you can use this to kind of edge it too, or to kill what's kind of already in there once you've done your edging. Once you have all the weeds and grass that are dead out of your kind of little planting area, two things to help control future weeds, to help prevent germination, is you can do preen, which is basically comes in the shaker. You shake it, and then to activate it, you've got to water it in. The other one that I'm gonna try this year for my planting beds is Surflin, and it'll keep things from preventing from germinating as well. It comes in a spray, and then you would spray it around the bed, and once you spray it, you're good to go. You definitely want to do this before you overseed in the fall, because any errant or misplaced seed that gets in your little ring is going to probably germinate, and then you're going to be just trying to kill it next year. So you might as well do a little prevention ahead of time and put some preen or put some Surflin down in your edged area, and then you can keep anything from germinating in there. Birds are going to get in there, and birds are natural fertilizers because they eat seeds and then they poop them, and so it's seed with fertilizer already on it, so it's got a higher chance of germination. And if you put these two down in your established beds around your trees, then you're not going to be fighting that in the future. So you can see on this one, there's really not much grass that's penetrated that area of 32 inches around it. So this should be pretty quick work. I'm really just kind of cleaning it up. And you can come back in and hoe that stuff out if you have weeds in there. I usually see if they'll die on their own. Like I said, I'm not coming back and mulching. If you were, you'd want to put that preen down, or you'd want to put that Surflin down before you mulch, and then put it on top of the mulch too, just to keep any seeds that the birds drop from germinating in your mulch. So there's one, there's two, and I got one more to go. Like I said, I'm not going for lawn of the year. I'm just going where it looks a little nicer, and I've got a kind of a controlled area that I can keep the weeds out and keep the grass away from the trees.
Here's the third tree. It maybe gives a better example of what I'm doing. I've laid the tape measure down at 64 inches across, 32 is at the middle of the tree, and then I simply tied the rope around the shovel to give me a consistent 32-inch circle around the tree. And you simply go around and cut it, and then I'll clean it up and we'll be done.
So that's it. Now you young bucks probably would do all your trees. You probably do all your trees the same day. I usually do 3 at a time, then take a little break, admire my work. But you can also go around these with rubber. There's rubber landscape molding that makes them look nice. You can go around them with these really cool heavy metal circles that rust, look kind of industrial. But those, when I priced them out, they're going to be $50 to $75 a tree. Every year as your tree gets bigger, you're going to want to extend that to just because grass isn't going to grow that well underneath those roots anyway. So you want to extend it, not quite to the drip line obviously, but just every year mine's going to get bigger, and I didn't want to have to keep moving the landscaping stuff. So every year I'm making a couple inches bigger. Eventually I'll probably get to 4 feet, and then I'll be done. So there you go. There's all 3 of them.
And then I'll do the pin oak in the corner and the 3 Bradford pears over there on another day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.